Good afternoon. My name is Yasmin Smith. It's a real privilege to be here exhibiting at the Aichi Triennale and especially in the Aichi Ceramics Museum. I'm from Australia and I have a ceramics practice that I've been producing ceramic artworks for over a decade now. I'm particularly interested in working with glaze technology, and I often work with plants, making ceramic glazes from plant ash and wood ash. The technology of working with plant ash and ashes for ceramic glazes has a history in Japan that dates back thousands of years. And it's these sort of traditional techniques that I draw on in order to create artworks that can express a site-specific glaze from plant ash, coal ash, and other raw materials that I collect from a particular site. So my methodology is that I go to a location where I'm interested in the ecological history of that place, and I collect, for example, plants that grow at that location. And then I make plaster molds of the original specimens and then burn the original wood to ash. And from the mold of the original plants, I cast a ceramic stoneware replica of the original, and then I glaze it using its own ashes. And so wherever that plant or tree grows, it absorbs all of the minerals, toxins from the ground. Anything that's in the ground, it will absorb. And in the ash, all of those mineral elements, they stay inside the ash, and in the ash glaze, they come out as colors. So 60 of the 118 elements on the periodic table, they have an effect on ceramics, on clay, and the color of glaze. So in this way, the ceramic glaze, the color, the aesthetic of the glaze is a direct reflection of the plant's life and the site where it came from. And when I go to these locations, I research the history of the place. I look at the soil chemistry. I look at the plant's own biology, like what it likes to drink from the soil. And I also look at any human activities that may have put toxins into the site, like industrial activity or agriculture or things that have created a contamination. So I've been working in this way, creating an archive of glazes since 2014 from plants. And then in 2022, I wondered to myself, what would it be like to create ash glazes from coal? And that's what I've done for this work here, which is titled Forest, because coal is made from the afterlife of ancient forests. On the wall, there's 11 different objects, and these are in the same way that I make the molds of the plants. These are molds and cast ceramic versions of coal lumps. And the different colors that you see is related to how old the coal is. The lighter objects at the end, the lighter pieces, they're made from the oldest coal, black coal. The coal is 300 million years old. And so all the mineral life that was retained inside from the original plants has leached out of this coal. And that means that all the colors that were inside the original vegetation have disappeared. At this end of the spectrum is younger coal. These come from the ashes of coal that is 23 million years old. And so it has retained more mineral life. And I collected 11 samples of ash from 11 power stations in Australia. In Australia, black coal was being produced 250 to 300 million years ago in specific locations. Australia, black coal was, being created by ancient forests in swamps 250 to 300 million years ago. And brown coal began being produced 23 to 18 million years ago. Yeah, and all coal stopped being produced, all black coal stopped being produced in that extinction event for a period of time. And then it started again 23 million years ago. That comes from black coal ash. And so that was once a tree, and it was absorbing all the minerals from the soil. And then it's been underground for a long time. And through that time, all of the minerals and all of the life has leached out, just leaving carbon. So just leaving trapped energy. And all the minerals that make the colour in the younger coal are no longer in the older coal. No colour. That's why it's white, yeah. Nothing to make it, there's no sort of mineral life left. And when I was invited to present this work at Aichi, I wanted to create a new imagination for the work that related to this site. And so the entire wall behind it is painted with coal ash from Nagoya. And it's quite likely that that is actually Australian coal ash, because Japan imports around 70% of its coal from Australia. So while the timeline of work on the wall spans 300 million years, it is also representative of our time now. Because since the Industrial Revolution in Europe, and as coal became a fuel for energy across the globe, coal ash has spread globally and embedded in the geological record. So I hope that the work draws connections from Australia to Japan through the use of the materials, and also presents to us information about, as a humanity, as a species, our input on Earth. Thank you. Arigatou.